to the No Intermissions podcast. We have been in a 6-month hibernation here. We were just waiting for the NFL season to get here to the end so we can look back at our terrible predictions for the season.
About it right now.
Yeah, we'll come back to that at the end, but how we doing, boys? How we doing?
Good.
Doing well.
It's getting cold up here, dude.
It is getting cold.
It's getting
here
cold
in Cleveland.
I hate it.
Oh, man.
It sucks.
How about you, Southern boy?
I'm fine, man. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
All right. Well, let's talk about the bowl game schedule and give some predictions. We'll run through some key matchups of small bowl games before we get into the big bowls, and we'll actually give predictions for those ones.
Here we go. Come on,
So,
give it to me.
what do we got here? Anything good? Tell me if you see anything good here.
Utah State, Oregon State. I know Utah State's coming off a conference title.
They're gonna stomp them.
I think that's going to be a good matchup. Again, I agree with Jake. I think Utah State's going to stomp them. Marshall, Louisiana. I got a friend that plays for Marshall. Shout out Stephen Fauché. But his family's from New Orleans, so it's kind of a homecoming for him. So I want to give a shout out to him. Hope Marshall wins that.
I'm looking right here at the Frisco Bowl here. You got San Antonio versus San Diego State, 12-1 versus 11-2.
I'm gonna take San Diego State.
I think I want UTSA to win for the sake of just kind of how they've been treated all year, going undefeated the majority of the year. But I think San Diego State wins that too. I think they've played enough big games to kind of know the atmosphere.
All right, San Diego. I'm going San Antonio, boys. Jeez.
Missouri and Army.
Army with
that could be a good game.
Army with that triple option. It's like
it's tough to beat, but it is.
I hate the triple option.
It is SEC.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know who picking that.
Let's see what else we got.
Houston versus Auburn.
Ooh.
Houston's a tough team.
I'm taking Auburn. I'm taking Auburn. Even in Birmingham, I'm taking Auburn.
Even with Bo Nix out though, TJ Finley.
I'm taking Auburn. They beat Alabama.
I trust
without Bo Nix.
A former Mountaineer, I trust Dana Holgerson's offense against a beat-up Auburn team.
I do too. Houston played UC in their conference championship.
Oh, I said they beat Alabama. They did not beat Alabama.
They should have beat Alabama.
They should have beat Alabama.
But I think Houston will take that one. I think it'll be a close game. Definitely going to be a high-powered game, but I think Houston will take it.
Let's go Mountaineers, okay, in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix.
Yeah, Minnesota's winning.
Yeah. Let's go Mountaineers.
Minnesota's winning.
Okay.
Row the boat. I think Clemson beats up on Iowa State.
I agree.
I hope they do.
You got Big 12 defense against anybody. Big 12 defense is probably going to
Clemson's offense is pretty doo-doo, but
dog shit ukulele will beat Iowa State, I think.
Yeah.
All right, good game here. Oklahoma.
Roster defensive coordinator.
Oklahoma, Oregon.
Ooh, that could be a good
Oklahoma
game.
Coming off of the Lincoln Riley exit.
Oh.
But also, Oregon's coming off the Cristobal exit, too.
Yeah.
So we got two backup coaches.
Who wants it more?
It's a real Alamo Bowl.
Who wants it more?
Venables isn't coaching this game, is he?
No.
He could be.
No, I don't think he is.
I think he's gone. I don't think he's at Clemson.
I don't think he's... I think Bob Stoops is stepping in, though.
Bob Stoops is stepping in.
Yeah. I think for that sake, I think Bob Stoops has played enough big games to kind of understand the role of it.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma takes it. I think it's going to be an ugly game just based on the circumstances. But I think Oklahoma takes it. I think Caleb Williams is a stud. I think he's going to be able to kind of carry him. And I think Oregon's kind of fallen off since they're high against Ohio State. So
they're high in week 3.
Yeah. So we'll see about it, but I think Oklahoma will take it in a close game.
I think Oklahoma in a 2-score game.
Could be a shootout, though. Definitely be a shootout.
I would lean shootout, and whatever the over is on that game, I'm betting the over on that for sure. No question.
Except we're NCAA athletes. So
okay,
we can't bet.
I would bet the over in that if I
theoretically.
I'll just blur that out.
There we go. Perfect.
I would bet the over in that game if I was a betting man, but I'm not.
If I were legally allowed to.
Let's see what else we got. Ooh,
Wisconsin, Arizona State.
I think that could be good.
I'm gonna go upset with. I'm gonna go Arizona State.
Wisconsin's not really an upset. They're both 8-4.
Wisconsin's defense is really good. Wisconsin's got a top 5 defense in the country. But we'll see. Is it Jaden Daniels that's the starter at Arizona State?
That is
quarterback.
That is correct.
He's a stud. I think he could kind of light him up. He's a dual threat, so that could be good. But I think Wisconsin will take it. It could be low scoring based on the defense that Wisconsin has, but we'll see.
When I think the spread comes out, I think it'll be like -9 Wisconsin, and I think Arizona State is going to win that game in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
It's close to a home game. I think that Wake Forest A&M matchup intrigues me too.
That'll be a good game.
I think Wake Forest is well, obviously they went undefeated for the first 9-10 weeks of the season, and they kind of fell off towards the end. But I like Sam Hartman. I think he's a good quarterback. Shout out QB1, introduced me to Sam Hartman. But he's a good kid, means well. He's a Jesus boy, so we love them. But I think it'll be a good game. Jimbo just turned down a crap ton of money to go to LSU.
$125 million.
So he obviously sees something at A&M, so he'll have his boys ready. But I think that's another one that it'll either be a shootout or it'll be kind of low scoring. But Wake Forest's defense is not very good.
I watched Wake Forest play in the ACC championship. That's the only game I watched them play this year. Texas A&M is probably going to stomp the shit.
Yeah, and
Wake
A&M's got that win against
Yeah.
Alabama, so you know they can play in big games.
I'm gonna, as much as it pains to say, I'm also gonna take A&M and Jimbo. I don't want to say they're gonna stomp them. I think it'll be like 40 points scored ish in total. A&M by a possession.
Yeah. Let's see. Penn State, Arkansas. Shout out Sean Clifford. He's coming back for his 6th year next year. But the Outback Bowl is a good bowl. When Michigan and South Carolina played in that a couple of years ago, my dad and I went to that game. It was a good game. It was cold as hell, but it's a good game, good atmosphere. I'll go Penn State in that just because they played in some big games this year at home, and I think they can take it to Arkansas. Is Bielema the coach at Arkansas right now?
You're asking the wrong guy, dude. I do not know much about the SEC.
I don't know.
I'm still taking Arkansas.
Yeah.
I hate Penn State, so
Fuck
let's
the
go
Big Ten.
Arkansas.
Yeah. All right, time for the good bowls.
All right,
Alright.
we got the Sugar Bowl matchup: Ole Miss versus Baylor. I'm gonna be a Big 12 homer here.
Yeah,
I like the explosive offenses
I'm gonna agree
out of the
with
Big
you.
12. I'm going Baylor, but Lane Kiffin does have
Actually,
a top 5
That
offense.
is going to be a shootout.
That is gonna be
game.
an
I'm going to take
absolute
Ole
shootout.
Miss, actually, now that I think about it.
That's-
I'm going to take Matt Corral and
Matt Corral's a stud.
Ole Miss.
I'm a big Matt Corral guy.
And then the Saints are going to draft him and kick Jameis to the curb.
After watching Baylor Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship, I think Baylor is a good football team.
I really hope the Baylor hangover doesn't happen. I really hope it's not like, oh, we beat Oklahoma State to get to this game, and we're riding high on that, and then we underestimate Ole Miss, because Ole Miss, I think, now is the 7th-ranked team in the country. Baylor's 7th, Ole Miss is 8th.
Yeah.
But that is going to be
I
a
think
shootout of a game.
2 evenly matched teams, I really think.
That could be a very intriguing
Yeah.
game. I think it'll be a really good game. Plus, it could be close. It's kind of in between both. Like in Mississippi, and then Baylor's obviously in Texas. Meet in the middle with Louisiana. So, little geography lesson for everybody out there. But I think it'll be a good game. It's going to be even crowd, even matchup, 2 high-powered offense with kind of a standard defense. It'll be a good game.
Sick'em Bears is my pick. So,
We'll see.
I'm going to take Ole Miss.
I think I'll take Ole Miss too. I'm riding the Lane train.
all right, then we got Buckeyes versus the Utes.
That's a good game.
But it's a good game.
I think the Utes are riding high too. I think everybody's underestimating them. It's my personal vendetta against Ohio State as a Michigan guy. Go blue. But I don't know. That's a tough one because the Pac-12 teams are so bipolar all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't feel like I could rely on Utah. Like, if it was like a life or death situation and I had to pick Utah to win a game, I couldn't do it.
No,
Yeah,
I think Buckeyes all day in that matchup.
Yeah, I hate Ohio State, but I have to pick Ohio State.
I also not an Ohio State fan.
Utah looked really good in their 2 games against Oregon this year, and obviously when you look at track record, Ohio State lost to Oregon, but it's a very different Ohio State team on January 1st than it is in early September. I think you're going to see a different demeanor from this Ohio State team coming off that Michigan loss. They got a little bit of sour taste in their mouth. So
I think they're going to come out swinging.
I think they'll come out swinging too. I mean, Stroud's not going to win the Heisman, but he'll probably finish second or third in the voting, and I think he'll have his boys ready. I think Travion Henderson's a stud. I think that if Utah's going to win this game, they're going to have to rely on their secondary against those big three Ohio State receivers of Smith and Jigba, Wilson, and Olave. So we'll see. It'll be a close game, but I think you're right. I think Ohio State will take it, but I want the Utes to win.
Notre Dame is beating Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Notre Dame will beat Oklahoma State easy. Although
I don't know. They don't have their coach anymore.
They don't have their coach, and they lost Kyron Williams and Kyle Hamilton. Both opted out of this game to prepare for the draft. So that gives Oklahoma State a little bit of.
Oklahoma State did just beat Oklahoma, right? For the
they went. Did they go?
No, they beat Baylor.
They beat.
Or
Baylor.
they lost.
No,
to
they
Baylor.
lost to Baylor. Beat Oklahoma.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Was that game? Was the Oklahoma State Oklahoma game in Stillwater?
Or was those are the last game of the year.
Or was it in? No, it was in Stillwater. It wasn't at Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was at Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Cowboys.
I have faith in Marcus Freeman.
I was gonna say shout out Marcus Freeman, great dude. Coached at UC under Fickle, and then went to Notre Dame with Brian Kelly. Now he's got the head coaching job there. Well deserved, great dude. Hope he coaches them up well. And honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Notre Dame because the way Brian Kelly left them was kind of a dick move. So,
I mean, I'm going Oklahoma State.
Big 12 bias.
Again, the Big 12 bias, but I think Notre Dame, coming off the loss of Kelly, they're not going to be able to handle themselves like they have in the past 10 years that he's been the coach there.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that'll benefit Notre Dame is that I think they might be the only team thus far in college football that's had this head coaching vacancy that's hired from within.
Yeah.
So I think that'll benefit them a lot. They don't have a new regime coming in.
Yeah.
They're sticking with what they know. So I think that'll benefit them, and I think it'll be a close game too.
All right, then we have the Peach Bowl. We got Michigan State versus Pitt.
I think Pitt takes it.
I hate Pitt, but I think that they have a really good team this year, and whenever you have Kenny Pickett under center, I think he's going to guarantee you the ability to win any game.
Yeah, again, I hate the Big Ten. Go ACC. I'm taking Pitt.
Yeah, I don't see how. I mean, Michigan State just. I mean, again, it's kind of similar to Ohio State in a sense of like they're coming off a couple big losses. Like they got smacked by Ohio State, and then Ohio State got smacked by Michigan. So it's like you don't really know how to judge them. I mean, because Michigan State looked really good against Michigan. So I think this game it'll be a Kenny Pickett versus Kenneth Walker III game. That's what it's going to be. Whoever can play a better game between those two is going to win this game.
Pickett's the better player by a long shot.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we got the Final Four.
Here we go.
I'm going to let Griffin lead this off because he's got his two teams in the Final Four. So I would like to hear what your predictions are here, bud.
Okay. Well, I'll go no bias either way here. I think we'll start with the Cotton Bowl. We'll go Bama versus Cincinnati first. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's good. Fickle is a great coach. He is sticking by Cincinnati's side. He could have had the USC job. He could have had the Notre Dame job. He could have had really any job he wanted. But he stuck by UC's side because he believes in them. And I think that this game, because you think about this, Georgia didn't lose a lot of guys from their team last year.
No, it carried over mostly from last year.
And UC kept it close with them last year. They were winning the game until the last 2 seconds of the game. They lost by a field goal.
Yep.
With that being said, everybody thought Georgia was the best team in the country this year up until the Alabama game. So there's no reason why Cincinnati can't keep this game close with Alabama. But
I disagree.
I think Bama will win by double digits. I think it'll be a 10 to 14 point game in the end. I think things to look at with that Alabama-Cincinnati game, that Jamison Williams versus Sauce Gardner matchup on the outside is going to be a sight to watch because a lot of people don't know the name Sauce Gardner. He's the DB for Cincinnati. He has not allowed a touchdown in all 4 years that he's been in school.
Yeah, because he's played against who?
He played Notre Dame. He played decent teams.
What good wide receivers are on Notre Dame?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But think about it like this.
And
they
they played Georgia last year.
They did.
But I'm pretty sure
No, Pickens was playing in that game.
I thought he was out.
No, Pickens played that game.
Okay.
And on the other side, Kobe Bryant, that's his name. His
And it's
name's
spelled with a
Bryant.
C.
Yeah, it's spelled with a C and a Y. But he did win Defensive Back of the Year in college football this year. So,
Covering who?
dude, it doesn't matter. Honestly. So, I want Cincinnati to win. I want it to be close, but I think Alabama takes it. And then moving on to the Orange Bowl. I'm going to be honest. I think Michigan takes this, and I think they take it pretty, not big, but big. I think it'll be similar to the score of the Alabama-Cincinnati game. I think Bama will score more than Michigan will score, but I think it'll be probably a 10-point game, 14-point game. I hope. I think Michigan's run game is so good, and when we need to throw, we need to throw. I don't trust Stetson Bennett or JT Daniels, but I think it'll be a Bama-Michigan championship. And, Blake Corum, Hassan Haskins, A.J. Henning are going to run all over Georgia. And then Stetson Bennett's not going to know what to do when Aiden Hutchinson and David Ojabo are in his face. So, yeah.
Who's winning Bama-Michigan? He's going to pick the wrong one.
I think he's going to pick the right one, actually.
That's
No,
tough.
hold the pick. Let
I'll hold the pick.
Let Jake
I'll
go
hold the
through his 4.
Okay. All right, Bama-Cincinnati. It's Nick Saban. Cincinnati has no chance. They have no shot. The logic that they kept it close with Georgia last year, just because Team A beats Team B doesn't mean Team A is going to beat Team C. Auburn kept it close. Auburn kept it close with Bama. They got shit on by Georgia 35-0. 35-0. It's Nick Saban. You just can't pick against Nick Saban. Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide are going to stomp on Cincinnati. Double digits, 21 points. Michigan, Georgia. I hate the University of Georgia with a flaming passion.
The boy from Atlanta.
Yeah, I hate Georgia. But the defensive line is too good. Michigan's protection is not going to hold up. They're going to stop the run. They're going to make Michigan throw the ball, which frankly they don't do very well. They're not awful at it, but they have not played a defense like Georgia. They're not going to pass on Georgia very well. And that's if they can even protect him to let him throw the ball.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm going to
What about the offense? What about Georgia's offense?
Georgia's offense, they're
against Michigan's defense, who's number 2 in the country?
Let me get there.
Okay.
It's going to be a low-score game, but I do think Georgia edges it out. Because Georgia also being a run-heavy offense, Michigan also being a very run-heavy defense, it's going to be whoever can throw the ball better. And frankly, I think Georgia will throw the ball better. George Pickens is a very good wide receiver, and Michigan has nobody at that level that is going to be able to cover George Pickens.
I disagree with you, but okay.
And I'm going to take Georgia in a close one. I'm going to say, in total, less than 25 points scored. Georgia by a field goal.
So it used to be 13-10?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, 13-10.
That could be whoever scores the first touchdown.
Exactly.
The game, yeah.
Or whichever defense scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, so
Cincinnati.
Bama Georgia is going to be
Bama Georgia in your final?
Yeah.
Okay. Cincinnati. Respectable season. 13-0. But I think the committee looks at that and it pains them to put that team in because they're not in the Power 5.
I agree with
They
you.
want a Notre Dame. They want a Baylor. They want some other big Power 5 school in there, and it pains them to put them in there. Look, they're another UCF. They're going to celebrate this heavily. They're not going to win. They have no chance to win. Well, by no chance, Bama wins by 17 probably. They're going to play respectable because they're a good football team, but they're not a great football team. So I have Bama up
And
17.
like going off of that, I think at halftime it might be a close game. It might be a touchdown, a field goal, but after halftime,
Cincinnati will be
it's
gassed.
over. Yeah, it's
Okay,
over.
I'm gonna throw this out there though. Like, a lot of people said the same thing about the Georgia game last year too. And I know we said the whole Team A or Team B can't beat Team A, so how are they expected to beat that team? Whatever. Everybody said that about that game last year. Even at halftime when UC was up against Georgia, everybody was like, "Oh, Kirby Smart's going to go in, make halftime adjustments, and it's going to be a blowout from there." It took Georgia to the last 2 seconds of the game to beat Cincinnati. And
I will say this. Keep in mind, Alabama's coming off that incredible comeback in the Iron Bowl.
yeah,
And then they absolutely destroyed Georgia in the SEC championship.
I will agree with you.
So they are on a roll.
Yeah.
I think that they're out for blood against the Bearcats.
And to add on to that, Kirby Smart, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And Georgia, like, let's be honest here. Georgia, the past 30, almost 40 years, every time, just
Georgia always finds its way to be good, but not good
they
enough.
can't finish. They cannot finish.
But for my Michigan,
So
Georgia,
Michigan's going to beat them then.
well, so for my Michigan Georgia pick,
It's not finishing.
I would say Michigan wins the game. It'll be 21-17. Extremely close defensive matchup. I think Michigan can run the ball better than Georgia. I think Michigan can run the ball better than Georgia.
Georgia's running back? I don't even know.
Zamir White.
I agree with Jake, though. Michigan cannot throw the ball against Georgia. Georgia's got a great defense, but Georgia's got a great secondary. Michigan's got a great up front.
Georgia's a great everything.
I mean, that makes sense. They're the number one team in the country for the entire season, basically. But, yeah, I definitely have Michigan beating Georgia by a handful in the close game. All right, Griff.
Okay.
It's James Cook. It's Dalvin Cook's little brother, and Zamir White.
Okay. So I'll say this. I think Bryce Young is the best player in college football. I don't think it's real close. I think he does have a lot of good surrounding pieces around him. And I think that in an Alabama-Michigan game, I think Will Anderson is going to hunt Cade McNamara's head. I want to pick Michigan. I really, really do. And knowing that this game is the national championship is in Indianapolis, where Michigan just won the Big Ten championship, gives me a little bit of hope. Because it feels, if it ends up being a Alabama-Michigan championship, I will say I was at that Big Ten championship where they played Iowa. It felt like it was 80-20 Michigan fans. I feel like it won't be as big, but I feel like it can be a 75-25, maybe 60-40 at the least. But I think Michigan will have more fans there. Does that impact it? I don't think so. I think Alabama still takes the game. I think it'll be a close game at half. I think maybe the moment it'll be similar to how C.J. Stroud was against Michigan. It might be too big of a moment for him in the first half. But I think Saban's going to walk into the locker room, and say, quit being a sorry-ass little modern-day boy and pick your shit up, and he's going to go off in the second half. I think Alabama wins against Michigan in the championship. I'll say 31-21.
So I'm going to tag off Griffin because we both had Alabama-Michigan in the championship game. Nick Saban is one of, if not the best, college football coach in history. Jim Harbaugh is not. This is the first time Jim Harbaugh has beat Ohio State since he's been
7 years.
Been the coach at Michigan.
We don't need to talk.
And the reason he couldn't get into this picture is because of Ohio State. Nick Saban,
Everybody else.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh is not a winner. I think it comes down to coaching. I think both teams are extremely talented, but I think Alabama wins it.
So let me ask you this. After this year, Do you think that this is a fluke year for Michigan?
Yes.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You think after this year it's done?
It's not done, but I think Michigan will see itself somewhere in the top 15 for the next 2 years before they can look respectable in the top 8 again.
I think it definitely, like, the return of Aiden Hutchinson and then Ajabo on the other side definitely helps.
Is he back next year?
Hutchinson?
Yeah.
He won't come back.
Okay, yeah,
he's projected number 1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And Ajabo will go to the draft too because he's projected top 15. But
okay, well there you go. You have your 2 defensive ends just off the edge, gone.
Ajabo's a linebacker.
Okay.
But
2 of your best edge players.
But I definitely it pains me to not pick Michigan in that game. But I agree with you. I think Harbaugh is, like you say, I think he's a good coach. He's not a great coach. Took him this long to beat Ohio State.
He's not a winner.
I think the Iowa game was just kind of a gimme. It was just kind of the next hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
It was like kind of like you go from, like, I don't mean to be sexist, but it was like you go from the women's hurdles to the big boy hurdles. Like that's where we're going with this game against Georgia and then into Alabama potentially.
The Michigan-Ohio State game was a real Big Ten championship.
Yeah,
let's be
It
honest.
really was.
And that's why it gives me hope because it's like Michigan looked really good in that game. Given it was a home game, the conditions were shit.
It was the weather,
and I think the game was a little too big for C.J. Stroud. So, I think Alabama takes a championship. I hope it's close. I don't think it will be though. That's kind of my spiel on that.
All right.
Go Bearcats though.
Alabama, Georgia. Like I said earlier, Georgia does not know how to finish football seasons. They, especially around bowl time, usually haven't won a national championship since 1981, I believe. And just ever since then, it's just been, this is our year every year, and then they lose in the playoffs, or they lose or have a horrible season. Yeah, so it's just constant disappointment, and I think that's going to continue. Nick Saban on top of Georgia after beating them by 17 points in the SEC championship. We're going to see a nice little repeat of 2017. And Alabama's going to beat Georgia by a solid 2 scores. Again, I'm going to go 45-35.
Damn, it's a high-scoring game. I'm going to say one thing. He's salty because West Virginia hasn't been good since Tavon Austin, and Clemson sucks this year, so he's salty.
And he's salty because he knows Michigan's
For the
gonna
record,
lose.
And I'm doing great because both of my teams are in the play.
For the record,
Both of them are going to lose.
3 years ago, West Virginia was ranked number 2 in the country with Will Greer in quarterback.
And then Will Greer got caught with cocaine.
And
now
to be
look at
fair,
us.
Clemson's won 2 national championships in the past, 5 years.
Hey, man, look, let me have my victories when I can get them.
Yeah, because they're small.
All right,
Exactly.
all right. Let's move on from the bowl games. We've spent a good portion of this on the bowl games. So, where are we looking at? Because do you have the lockout up there?
Do we want to jump to the Heisman stuff?
Yeah, we can jump to the Heisman stuff. Let's jump
that's
to the
fine.
Heisman stuff.
All right.
I'm going to let you guys go first.
Look, I'll tell you. I think if it was any other year,
It's tonight, by the way. That stuff is tonight, the Heisman stuff.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
if it's any other year, Kenny Pickett, I think really could win. But it's a one-man race, dude. It's a one-man race.
All right, well, that was short and sweet. Bryce Young for me.
Yeah.
Bryce Young for you.
I don't think it's an option.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think the voting will go Bryce Young, and then it'll be a big drop, and I think it'll be Pickett, Stroud, Hutchinson.
I'm going to go Pickett, Hutchinson, Stroud.
I hope it's Hutchinson,
You really
Stroud.
think- I mean,
The defensive players don't get the Heisman love ever, but Hutchinson single-handedly put C.J. Stroud in a chokehold and choked the life out of him, and then continued to stomp on his dead body.
So I mean, if we're talking about obviously snubs for the Heisman, I think Jake and I talked about this earlier. Will Anderson deserved to be there.
Will Anderson did.
He
wasn't going to win,
but he deserved to be there. And then I think, considering the year, some of the games he had, Kenneth Walker, up until about 3 games left in the season.
Same with Matt
Corral. Those two would have deserved to be there had they finished off real well. And then people don't give Desmond Ridder enough love. Yeah, he doesn't play great teams, but you kind of look at what he's done for the last 4 or 5 years in Cincinnati. I think he deserves a little more credit. I've said this from day one. I think this year's quarterback class in the NFL draft, I think Desmond Ridder's kind of the Dak Prescott of this class. I think he's kind of undervalued. I think he's dual threat. I think he's really good. He just needs to work on his accuracy. So,
Text that to me.
Yeah, that's that's my take on the Heisman stuff. I think Trevor's right. I think if Pickett was more big market, I think he would have deserved it. But Bryce Young has just played out of his mind this year, minus the A&M game when he missed a couple throws, and then the Auburn game until the fourth quarter. So, I think you're right. I mean, it's tonight. Bryce Young will take it, kind of in a landslide.
Yeah.
But I hope Hutchinson's top 3. That's my take. Christian McCaffrey's still the biggest Heisman snub of all time.
Behind Deshaun Watson.
Anyways.
No, let's be real here. Deshaun Watson deserved a Heisman. He had 2 opportunities, and one of the times he absolutely should have won.
I will say this. Of the last 9 AP Player of the Years, Bryce Young won it this year. Devontae Smith won it last year. Of the last 9 AP Player of the Years, the only one that didn't win the Heisman was Christian McCaffrey.
Really?
That's the only one. Marcus Mariota won it. Jameis Winston won it. Derrick Henry won it. Lamar Jackson won it. Baker Mayfield won it. Kyler Murray won it.
Who won the Heisman?
That year?
Yeah.
Which year?
2015.
That's 7 years ago now?
Derrick Henry?
No, it wasn't Derrick Henry.
No.
Oh no, that was. What year was Derrick Henry?
Johnny Manziel won AP Player of the Year. So,
okay, let's see here.
that's all I'm saying. I think McCaffrey deserved it that
What was
year.
Derrick Henry?
Christian McCaffrey, yeah, he was 2015. He did not win the Heisman.
Yeah, see, look at that. Look, Mariota, Jameis, Johnny, RG3, Cam Newton won it. Sue didn't win it though. But you go down here and it's like, goddamn, I can't scroll. I mean, look, Lamar won, Baker, Kyler, Joe Burrow won it, Devontae Smith, Bryce Young.
Christian McCaffrey, where did he fall in the voting? I think he fell even behind Watson.
I think he might have been either second or third.
Here, let's see.
And he did that on a Stanford team did they win that Rose Bowl?
Stanford?
That's a sad statement. Did they win that Rose Bowl? Oh, it was Derrick Henry. I was right.
Derrick Henry won in 2015?
Yeah.
I just told you that 2 minutes ago.
Oh, you did say that? Sorry, I'm blacked out.
Really?
I wish. I'm kidding. I was totally kidding.
Dude.
Wow. I'm gonna just say one thing. I will never underestimate Bill Belichick ever again.
No, man.
That is insane.
No.
What he's doing with a rookie quarterback is crazy. I mean, granted, they went all out in free agency this year to get the pieces that they needed to be successful, and they went with their rookie quarterback over Cam Newton, which right now looks like a great decision. And now the question is, can they keep this up? And once they get into the playoffs, I think, can Mac Jones perform on this stage? Because obviously he performed well on the big stage in college football. Can he perform well on this stage?
I think Mac Jones is great. I think I said that 6 months ago when we talked. But
He might have been the only one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What do you think about Mac Jones? I think that he's the dark horse guy. I think that he has an extremely high ceiling. I think that Bill Belichick's going to change his offensive scheme a little bit this year because everyone's been hating on Bill and saying that Tom Brady's the reason for them winning. I think Bill is out to change everyone's opinion on him. I think the Patriots are going to be really good, especially with the guys coming back from opting out for a year. But I think that Mac Jones can be a really good quarterback. They just need more weapons.
He's not going to be all that, you know. He's gonna sit behind Cam probably this year until maybe week 15, whenever the Patriots are. I mean, I don't know. They did have a lot of free agent signings, but if the Patriots are not in it this year, we'll see him late in the season. Probably not get too much done. They don't have any elite wide receivers around him to help him out. They lost Joe Tooney. Their line is kind of, I mean, it's all right. They did sign Trent Williams, I believe, right? But he's not in the best position to succeed. And I honestly think, yeah, sure, it is Bill Belichick. He does have a great system, but we're not going to see him excel like, Tom Brady did in Foxborough.
I think Mac Jones is legit, and he's an Alabama guy. I mean, A.J. McCarron didn't work out.
Go Bengals.
Jalen Hurts had to transfer out to look good elsewhere. But, I think Mac Jones is a winner. I think he's obviously playing great football. I mean, other than throwing three passes against the Bills.
That was the weather.
And
not his choice.
Yeah.
But, I think the Patriots, I mean, when we're looking here at this playoff picture in the AFC, I mean,
who would have thought? Honestly,
not us.
if I would have told, if we go back and look at that first podcast, and I tell you, Patriots are going to be the 1 seed, Chiefs are going to be the 4 seed, and the fucking Cincinnati Bengals are going to be in the playoff hunt when we start week 13 or 14, whatever, right now.
Yeah.
Who would have believed me?
If you would have said the Browns are way on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
If 2 of the 4 people had said that the Browns were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, some people's AFC championships are not looking too hot right now.
Not eliminated just yet. Still a possibility.
I think when you look at the rest of it, though, obviously Patriots, it's just insane. Titans are gonna, I don't know. It seems like every year they end up playing the Ravens, and it either goes real well for them or it goes bad.
Yeah, this year they don't have Derrick Henry. He might be back.
Week 17.
We'll
he
see.
might be back, but
we'll see.
We'll see where they are where their record lies at that point in time.
And the other thing,
if they're playing for shits and giggles because they're not going to be in the wild card, not going to be in the playoff, Derrick Henry will not play.
I think it's interesting though. You look at the Titans and look at the pieces they added. Julio Jones has been on IR. AJ Brown's been on IR. So they have not had weapons the past couple weeks.
Even before Julio got on IR, he was not playing remotely.
And I drafted him in fantasy, and he does not do anything for me. But I think the Ravens, when you look at them, it's kind of the Lamar show.
Yep.
Their defense is stout, but they have some empty holes. Marlon Humphrey's out for the year now, so I think they're beatable. Obviously, as we've seen, Steelers beat them last week. Bengals beat them earlier in the year. Division rivals are beating them, and division rivals that shouldn't beat them are beating them. And I think the same goes for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs against the spread, the Chiefs are the worst team in the NFL. They should be the best team in the NFL. They're the worst team in the NFL.
They're always the worst team. Even last year, they were not great against the spread.
So these teams that seem like they should be powerhouses are beatable this year.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
And it's just going to be real interesting when we get week 16, week 17, and it's like you got 5 teams. You could be the 3 seed in the AFC in week 17 and potentially not make the playoffs. It could be insane. So I think it's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out in the AFC. Patriots are in a really weak division besides the Bills. But it's really just going to really turn into
And Tre'Davious White is out for the season too. They're very hit or miss as of late.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Patriots show right now.
I mean, dude, I think Mac Jones has found his footing, and I know this is coming from a Steelers fan, but he looks like a rookie year Ben Roethlisberger going 15-1, going to the AFC Championship in his rookie year. Mac Jones is probably going to be in this league for a very long time, and this is just a taste of what the future looks like.
Yeah, if you would have told me 6 months ago after that draft that Mac Jones would be better than Trevor Lawrence coming out this year,
I would have believed it solely because Trevor Lawrence plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And you have to look at what their coach is doing.
I get it.
And then we got the Urban Meyer situation.
So, yeah, I'm going to touch on real quick just the Bengals, just real fast. Who would have thought, man? Like, look at us go. I mean,
Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not me. That's for sure.
Your shit, it was not me.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
But, again, like you can look at us and the Chargers and really the Bills too. Bipolar as hell.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All three of them.
One week we beat this. How bad did we beat your Steelers over there, Trev?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but we beat the Steelers pretty bad. We lost to the fucking Jets. Like, what the hell? So I just don't like. And I think we have the second or third toughest schedule the rest of the year.
Oh.
In the NFL. So we have Niners this week, then we get Broncos, and then we go Ravens, Chiefs, Browns in Cleveland.
I think the Bengals are going to sneak into that spot as long as the Steelers and Browns keep playing the same way they've been all year.
I agree, and I think that if we could see if we sneak into that 7th spot and we see the Titans, I'm confident in that. I as long as Derrick Henry's not back. If Derrick Henry's back, might as well just not.
No, he won't be back.
But I'd be confident in that matchup if we get the Titans first round. But if we get even if we get the Ravens, we went into Baltimore and beat them. I think we played. Did we go into Baltimore? I don't forget. But we beat them. So we'll see. I like the Bengals this year. I love it. I'm having fun. Football's fun for me right now. So I can't be disappointed.
Year, man. It's a weird year.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the NFC here then?
I'll let him talk about this one.
We'll go AFC real quick.
Where are your Saints at?
Hey, yo. We'll get there in a minute. All right. For the AFC, for the playoffs, I think that is looking like what it's going to be, you know. I don't think the wild card's going to move too much. I think the division leaders, other than maybe the Ravens, are going to all hold on to their spots. I think the Bills are going to stay down there in the wild card. The Chargers are going to stay down there in the wild card. The only thing I could see possibly happening is the Titans losing their division lead to the Colts, and the Ravens losing it to the Bengals. If the Ravens lose it to the Bengals,
oh my God,
the Ravens will go wild card. I think the Titans will fall out, and the Colts will take the division. But it's going to be like what's up there is probably what's going to be up there, other than maybe the Colts.
Are you really giving the Bengals an opportunity to win the AFC North this year?
Yeah, they're one game back.
After I predicted them to win like 4 games this year.
But you already know that they're only going to win 4 games. That's all that matters.
Okay, look, here's the deal. All right, Burrow's going to come back strong. Okay, they're going to create that Jamar Chase link up again, and I think we'll be fine. I think 4 wins is fine as long as we fire Zach Taylor. If we have 4 wins and we don't fire Zach Taylor, I'm going to be on suicide watch probably. So that's about where I stand with the Bengals this year, and that's about where I'm going to cap it.
They're 1 game back, and the Ravens.
If we beat the Niners this week and the Ravens lose, we take possession of it via the tiebreaker.
Unfortunately for you, though, the Ravens play the Browns, and you guys play the 49ers. But no Marlon Humphrey is a big hit to the Ravens.
And they lost all those running backs.
And their running backs consistently die every game. So
well, you got Lamar. So.
Yeah. I forget they have 17 running backs and 1 playing quarterback too. So I think that's going to be pretty accurate. If not, the Colts sneak in and the Ravens and Bengals switch places.
I kind of agree with Jake here. The only thing that I think the 1 seed is a toss up here, because I think that I'm looking at all these records here, and obviously we're all close here, but I think that there's only 3 teams here that could be the 1 seed, and we got the Patriots, the Chiefs, and I think the Bills, and everyone else is in the playoffs here, but those 3 will be.
I agree.
Competing for that 1 seed.
I will say this.
I'm not gonna say the Chiefs. I'm just gonna agree with the Patriots and the Bills.
I know the Chargers have a weak schedule the rest of the way. I know that for a fact because I looked at their schedule when they played the Bengals last week, and they play. I think the rest of the teams they play, they might play the Chiefs one more time, but I think the rest of the teams they play are all under 500. So they could be a team to watch out for the rest of the way, especially if they catch fire after that Bengals win. But we'll see.
Yeah, I could see the Chiefs and Chargers flipping spots too, but I think they're both locked in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, NFC. Where are those Saints at, Jake?
The Saints are down there with Jameis Winston's ACL.
With the Bears?
The Bears.
Bear dot.
I mean, the Saints are not looking hot. I think it is still possible, realistically, that they do snatch a wild card spot. Like, all those teams right there are 5-7, other than the Eagles, and that's just because they haven't had their bye yet. What was that? 12, 11, 10, 9. Vikings are what? 6-7. Also, just because they haven't had their bye yet. Like, we're right on the bubble. Just one game back from a wild card spot. Will they get in? I don't know. Alvin Kamara hasn't played the last 3 weeks. That's why we've lost all 3 of those games. The defense is finally starting to get healthy again. It's just a problem at quarterback. Taysom Hill's about to start playing. Hopefully he'll turn things around for us. I could see him sneaking in a wild card spot over maybe the football team. But other than that, the Cardinals I think are a lock. The Packers are most certainly a lock. The Bucs are also a lock. The NFC East is up for grabs. They've got one in the wild card and one on the bubble, and then the Cowboys are sitting there pretty at number 4.
Yeah, Cowboys got a 2-game lead on that division.
Yeah.
So.
I could see him flipping with the football team and falling out of the wild card in the long run if someone gets hurt like they always do on that football team. But I think they're probably going to hold on to that 4 spot. The Rams, I think, are a 100% a lock in that wild card if they don't take over the Cardinals. I don't think they will. The Cardinals have a 2-game lead on them already this late in the season. But the Rams are 100% a lock for the wild card. They're 2 games up on the next wild card spot. Yeah. And then the football team, I could see them falling out. Depends on what happens with the rest of their season.
Go Eagles.
The Niners. The Niners are also a tough team to beat. They've just got a quarterback situation that's pretty shitty. George Kittle's finally back from his injuries. But again, another team that just seems to be constantly plagued with injuries. I wouldn't I couldn't.
Free Trey Lance.
I couldn't confidently bet. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Free Trey Lance.
Free Trey Lance.
No.
I cannot confidently bet on what would happen to the Niners. I could see him falling out. I could see him hanging on.
Another bipolar team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And mostly due to injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But here. Scroll back up real quick. My final 7. I'm gonna call them out now. I'm gonna go Cardinals, Packers, Bucks. I'm gonna go Cowboys, Rams, Vikings, Saints.
Look, I hear what you're saying with the Saints, and if Kamara does come back, I do think that he gives them 100% the chance
He is back
to
this
get in the
week.
playoffs.
What do their next couple games look like Saints-wise?
Well, they're playing the Jets.
I'll tell you, yeah, it's
week
not.
14.
I don't believe it's a tough road ahead. I believe it's looking pretty decent.
This wonderful NFL.com website is not interactive, so I cannot click on the team.
We got the Jets. Yeah, then we have the Bucks, unfortunately. I mean, it's rivalry games, division games. They're always close. You can never.
I mean, let's be honest. 1 game over 500 could sneak a wild card spot.
No, I agree. 1 game under 500 could sneak a wild card spot.
I mean, look, this the whole NFC. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's 2 wild card spots that are there for what?
Whoever
Was it
the
7
fuck wants
teams
it.
up
Yeah.
for the grabs.
Yep. All right, so the rest of the Saints schedule: at the Jets, at the Bucks. We did beat the Bucks by 9 the first time we played them. That was with Jameis, though. But it just goes to say that division games are always going to be close. Then we play the Dolphins at home, the Panthers at home, the Falcons away.
Dolphins are hot right now.
The Dolphins are on a 5-game win streak.
Well, you said the Panthers and who was the last game?
The Falcons.
Falcons. I mean,
Falcons aren't terrible either. But I will say this.
They're not great, but
Yeah.
they did beat us earlier in the year.
There is potential
Dog
that
shit.
the Saints could sneak in there.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't count on it, but I'm gonna pick them to fall into the 7th spot.
And if I'm you, and the Saints do sneak into that 7th spot, I want to see Bucks first round. I don't want to see the Packers first round.
You want to see Saints Bucks first round?
Yeah, because I mean, you have the confidence that 1, you beat them.
Yeah,
And
we
2,
have beat them.
2, it's much easier to go into Tampa and beat the Bucks than I think it is to go into Lambeau and beat the Packers.
I would agree with that statement.
So, I think if you're gonna
especially in fucking January.
I think if you're gonna see anybody, you want to see the Bucks because I think those top 3 teams they could flip flop either way they want. But I think 4 and 5 are pretty steady. I think Cowboys are pretty sturdy in that 4 spot. And I think Rams, whoever wins that division between Rams, Cardinals, is really going to take that 5, or whoever loses that division can take that 5 spot.
See, I don't know. Like, I mean, I understand the home field advantage playing the Packers and playing the Bucks, but I'm definitely more scared of the Bucks than I would be the Packers, regardless of where the game is.
It is Brady in the playoffs.
It's Tom Brady in the playoffs with Antonio Brown, with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin, with Rob Gronkowski, with a solid O-line, with Leonard Fournette, and a very good defense. It's that, or, you know, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, sure. A pretty dog shit secondary other than Jair Alexander for the Packers. Absolutely no run defense every single year. And if that game is, you know, Lambeau in January, snow, no snow, either way, it's probably going to be a run-heavy game. And I am confident that our run game is superior to their run defense, without question. Alvin Kamara is the best running back in the league, in my opinion, and that's probably biased, sure, but you cannot convince me that he is not the most balanced running back in the league.
No, it's Joe Mixon.
No, shut up. That is not true. He's just a game changer, and the Packers will not stop that.
I think the Packers are sitting 10-2 if they don't have to start Jordan Love a game, and I think that Aaron Rodgers is obviously
he's Aaron Rodgers. I agree.
He's Aaron Rodgers, and he's the reason that team's 9-3.
But if you take away Devontae Adams, if Marshawn Lattimore can hold Devontae Adams to however many yards, which I believe he can do,
sling the missile to Randall Cobb, baby.
Marquez
he's
Scantling,
old,
baby.
He's not that good. He drops balls. He drops more balls than a 12-year-old kid, dude. Like.
But I think it's interesting because I heard this on a radio show the other day. The Packers could be the only team that are more healthy in January than they are now. Bakhtiari's been hurt. Obviously, Rodgers was out of game. Jair Alexander's coming off a shoulder. Devontae was Devontae out for a game with COVID stuff?
I believe so, yes.
So I think they've been so mismatched here and there. I think I can see your point on an extent that they've not all played together this year, and there could be some mixed matching there. But I think you saw the way that the football team went into the Bucks house last year and gave them a run for their money with Taylor Heineke. And I think
No. That game was in Washington.
Well,
That game was in Washington.
either way, Bucks gave them a run, or the football team gave them a run for their money when everybody counted them out. So I'd rather see the Bucks, especially. It's Brady potentially in the first round. He could be sleeping. He's old.
like against the Titans a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting to see how both sides play out on both the AFC and the NFC.
All right, now that we're here, what's your Super Bowl at this point in the season? What do you think of two teams for the Super Bowl now?
I can't say Bills Rams. No, I'm kidding.
I can still see it.
That is a possibility, man.
Okay, so my Super Bowl prediction. Ooh. Okay. All right. I'll give like a real prediction, and then I'll give like my long shot prediction that I would love to see happen. All right. So my real prediction here, I'm gonna go with. I am gonna stick with my Bills Rams. I'm gonna stick with my Bills Rams. I don't see Mac Jones popping off in the playoffs. I don't. He's a great football player, but he's never been in this NFL Super Bowl spotlight. Like, I understand, college national championship, but there's a huge difference from college to NFL, and it is like ginormous. And I don't see him playing that way in the playoffs, especially if he's to go somewhere. Like where if the Bills were to take the 1 seed, which I believe is still possible, or if he would have to say travel to Arrowhead or travel to the Titans Stadium, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And I think the Bills will go that far. I think the Chiefs are kind of not playing their best football this year. The Chargers, I would love the Chargers to do well, but I don't think they're at that point yet as a team. And then the Titans are they're hurt. I don't think they will stick around in that number 2 spot for very long, if the playoffs at all. And then, so I'm going to stick with Bills Rams. And then my Super Bowl that I would love to see happen, would be the Cardinals-Chargers. I would love a Cardinals-Chargers Super Bowl. I think that game would be electric. Kyler Murray and Justin Herbert against two pretty solid defenses and two electric offenses. I think that would be a very fun game to watch. Very pass-heavy football game. It would be an exciting Super Bowl. It would not be some Rams Patriots 10-13 bullshit from a few years ago. That would be a very fun Super Bowl to watch.
All right. Well, so for my regular prediction here, it's either going to be the Pats or Pat versus the Packers. So it's either going to be Pat Mahomes or the Patriots versus the Packers. I think this is Aaron Rodgers' final ride with the Packers. He's going to go off into the sunset with them.
And sign with the New Orleans Saints.
And get the hell out of town.
Hey, I saw something the other day we might trade for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson waived his no-trade clause for the Saints, the Giants, and someone else. But it doesn't matter.
Dude, I think the Saints are probably going to have every first-round pick in the NFL draft this year, too. I mean, the way you talk about people coming to your team.
Got him! Got him!
But no, I think it's either the Patriots or the Chiefs versus the Packers. And like I said, Aaron Rodgers is going to go out on top with the Packers, go sign somewhere else, and enjoy the rest of his career in an organization that appreciates him for who he is now. And then for a dream matchup, I think Jake's right on the Cardinals here, but it's got to be the Ravens. You want to see Lamar versus Kyler, dude. You want to see both the wheels on the ground? Hell yeah, that would be a fun-ass Super Bowl, I'll tell you that.
The only reason I would disagree with that is because the Ravens, slinging the rock, it's not it for them. They don't do that very well.
I don't think the Ravens are a Super Bowl contender because they're very one-dimensional on offense.
Exactly. So, I mean, it would be exciting to watch Lamar versus Kyler, but I want to see the quarterback slinging the rock 40 yards, 50 yards down the field. I want to see some D-Hop, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen type of football.
I hear that. Griffin?
I think the accurate matchup here, is
Don't say Packers-Chiefs.
I want it, honestly, I think the most entertaining...
Cincinnati Bengals.
I'll say the most entertaining matchup would be Pats-Bucks. That would be... Imagine the storyline, you know? So...
Well, it would only be a good storyline if the Chiefs won. If not, it would just be Tom Brady shoves his boot down Patrick Mahomes' throat.
No, I'm saying Patriots Buccaneers.
Oh shit, my bad.
I'm saying Patriots Buccaneers.
My bad.
I think
delete that.
I just don't know though.
That would be good.
Patriots Buccaneers would be such a good Super Bowl.
That would be very good.
Where is the Super Bowl this year?
It is in Las Vegas.
Or is it in LA?
I think it's in LA.
Los Angeles.
Well, in that case, put the frickin' Chargers in there.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be entertaining. Make it Chargers Rams.
That'd be pretty sweet.
In LA?
Is it in LA?
If it's in LA, make it Chargers Rams.
That'd be pretty cool.
Hey guys, really quick sidebar to the conversation we were having. Griffin was talking about what would happen if the Rams played the Chargers in the Super Bowl. So I did a quick search, and on Quora, I found this guy. He asked the same question. And my homie, David Asher Grace, said that most likely won't happen for a bunch of years. Dude, do you watch football?
But my dream Super Bowl would be...
SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California. Rams-Chargers Stadium.
My dream... This would be an absolute meme of a Super Bowl. But if somehow, some way we could get a Bengals-Cowboys Super Bowl, I'd hysterically laugh. That is just my meme matchup.
Yeah.
My most entertaining matchup, I would say I agree with Ravens Cardinals. I think that would be awesome. But I think I said it again, Rams Chargers. You want two quarterbacks slinging the rock? How about the two biggest gunslingers in the game right now with Herbert and Stafford? Two guys that can throw that ball 50-plus yards to guys that can get downfield like Keenan Allen and OBJ and, Van Jefferson and Cooper Kupp.
Just watching the Rams play this year, you really wonder like what Stafford could have done the last 5 years.
Seriously,
like you really wonder what he could have done.
He's
elsewhere.
he's the biggest like Hall of Famer on any other team guy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Yep.
he was just in an organization that just could not get it done for him.
Yep.
So I'll say my meme Super Bowl, Bengals Cowboys. My want Super Bowl, Chargers Rams. My actual Super Bowl, Pats Bucks.
So Jake's prediction months ago, I'll put it up on screen, but it was Bills Rams.
Sticking with it.
Rams win. That's your
Rams
pick.
win,
Okay.
Sticking with it.
Griffin bandwagon along with Jake on the Bills Rams pick, but he predicted the Buffalo Bills.
I just don't trust the Bill. For some reason, the Bills like I don't know what it is, but like the Trey White thing, like he's out for the year, obviously, but they can't run the ball. I don't know what it is, but like
they can't.
Cameron.
Oh, they can't run the ball. I'll still have the audio, but they can't run the ball because they don't have a good running back. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are not
suck.
Good running backs.
I know.
And you're playing Aaron Donald and Von Miller.
Exactly.
And on top of that, you're playing them at home.
Right. So I'm changing mine completely. I would like to see Bills Rams. I think it'd be a great matchup. Now the addition of Von Miller for the Rams, I think, kind of sways it the Rams' way. But fuck it, give me Chargers Rams, dude. In LA, come on. Like the storyline of that, I think is just as good as the Pats Bucks.
It would be elite.
So I had a big blunder.
Which team gets the home locker room?
So I had a big blunder on my Super Bowl prediction. I said that the Cleveland Browns would beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
Bucks-Browns Super Bowl. I think Browns win the Super Bowl in a tight game, 28-24.
Man, what the fuck happened to
Where
the
are
Browns?
the Browns at on there?
Let's scroll down. The Browns
down
are
there,
currently
number,
Below the Steelers.
Below the
they are
Steelers.
last in the AFC North.
Yikes. Didn't they win the AFC North last year?
No, the Ravens.
No, the Ravens did. They had a wild card though.
They
No,
made
did the
it
Steelers
further.
win?
No.
No, they didn't.
No, the
Even though they started,
Did
11
not
out.
just ask that question.
I can't remember.
Oh no, the Steelers did win.
Did they really?
The Steelers won the AFC North, and then the Ravens and the Browns were the two wild cards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then the
Okay.
Bengals were the odd man out.
Yeah, imagine starting a season 11-0 and then completely sucking
Okay,
the rest
well,
of the season.
imagine tying with the Lions this year when you should have beat them, and you'd be
We
in a
didn't tie
playoff
with
spot
the
right now.
Lions. We didn't tie with the
No, the
Lions.
Steelers
Steelers
did.
did.
Oh, the Steelers did.
Yeah.
They were jabbing at me.
No. But so according to this though, it says the Lions here are still playoff eligible.
Yeah, they are technically. I
At
saw a
1-10-1.
I saw a graphic the other day with all the things that would have to happen.
Dude,
The Saints would have to lose to the Jets. So if the Saints beat the Jets, it's over for the Lions.
hey, can we throw in just like real quick the clip of Trevor saying Russ is gonna sling it this year?
No. He said Russ is gonna cook.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, sorry, Russ is gonna cook.
And I think Russ is going to cook. I really do think Russ is going to cook, and I think that offense is going to be really good next year.
Okay.
They're
bro,
they're
15.
below the Bears.
They're
you have
15.
to keep in mind that he broke his fucking finger and he was out for 4 weeks. This
And
year.
then
He
he-
probably
and
did
he
it freaking sticking it in Ciara's asshole, dude. That's probably how he did it.
And then hey, when he came back from that injury, was he cooking?
Okay, look, man, he's coming off a broken finger, man. What are you gonna let the man do?
Did you see what Joe Burrow was throwing with last week?
Dude, no, I don't watch the Bengals really.
Well, you should. They're in a playoff spot, unlike your Steelers and your little Russell Wilson fantasy. So,
Hey,
Hey, you want to hear what Russell Wilson did when he came back from injury?
sure,
Are you sure about that?
yeah.
0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 39.7 passer rating, 161 yards.
Put Gino back in. Put him back in. I'm fine with that.
Since
Go
then,
Mountaineers.
he's thrown he's thrown 4 touchdowns. So since he's been back, he's thrown 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in 4 weeks.
All right, let's talk about our sleepers really quick that we did talk about.
Russ is cooking.
So I botched my Super Bowl prediction, but nailed the sleeper pick with the Cardinals. So I'll give myself props on that one. Jake, who was your sleeper pick?
Yo, my man. It's a sleeper pick for a reason.
It's because they're sleeping in the basement, not in the playoffs right now.
Sorry,
They made the wife mad.
wait. What was your actual Super Bowl pick again?
Look,
Oh wait, the pick that was a realistic actual pick.
I don't know.
Not a pick that was a sleeper pick, but an actual accurate pick, right? The Cleveland Browns.
I'm blaming Baker with 4 injuries is the reason the Browns are sucking.
The last team in the division.
Yeah, well,
You could thank the Bengals.
I mean,
all right. Let's be honest though. Is mine the worst one? Is my sleeper the worst one, or Jake's is the worst one?
Yeah, only because of the bye week. It's 5-7 and 6-7.
Okay,
and we play the Jets this week.
All right, but still,
and the Eagles are on bye this week, so they're on par with.
Okay, so I had 2,
but one of these teams plays in the NFC East.
Okay, fantastic.
And probably has a much easier schedule.
Okay.
Again. And one of these teams has to play the Panthers and Falcons twice a year.
Yeah, and they also play the Super Bowl champs twice a year.
That's fine. They beat them once this year?
And since they won the division last year, they have to play every 1 seed in every other division.
Hey, all I'm saying is,
I got one. Hey,
I got one sleeper that's semi there and one that is way up there in second place. So the Titans are looking.
It's because you picked 2 sleepers, and I wouldn't even call the Titans a sleeper.
Oh, what the fuck you guys said?
Didn't they win the division last year? Didn't the Titans win the division last year?
Yeah, but then everybody was capping on them because they're like, oh, Derrick Henry's figured out, and the Colts are going to be goated this year because they got Carson Wentz, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine.
Well, the Colts are still sitting in the opportunity for playoffs.
All right, but you guys said that the Colts were going to win the division handily, so I was like, fine. I mean, the Titans are a sleeper.
Dude, they only have
and look at them
they
now.
only have a 1-game lead on the Colts right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. All right, Mr. Browns Bucks. Look at me go, and look at you.
I'm just saying, they only have a 1-game lead on the number 8 right now in the Colts.
Yeah, at least both of our picks are both in the playoff picture.
I mean,
nice.
Technically, the Browns are.
No.
Look, the Bills, they're gonna lose to the Buccaneers. Okay, Browns are gonna win
Probably.
against the Ravens.
The Browns are gonna get shit on.
No.
Yep.
If the fucking Steelers can beat the Ravens, the Browns can definitely do it.
Okay, wait, time out. Can we talk about Chase Claypool? Can we talk about Chase
No, I don't
Claypool?
want to talk about that because that was just embarrassing.
Can we talk about Chase Claypool?
Can we talk about the fucking asshole Eric Kendricks knocking the ball out of Chase Claypool's hands?
Can we talk about that? It was number 51, bro, on your team.
No, it was not. It was not Trey Turner. It was 100% Eric Kendricks who went.
Play the clip.
Bah.
Play the clip.
I will play the clip, and you'll see Eric Kendricks knocks the ball.
Nah.
Up and clock it now. Here it goes. Up and clock it now. Here it goes. Up and clock it now. Here it goes.
Out of Chase's hands.
Can we talk about how Chase Claypool stood there for 10 seconds dancing with the ball in his hands, celebrating his first down, and then got up, proceeded to lose the ball, and then go to the locker room and blame his fucking teammates?
Now cue Juju's TikTok.
Did you watch the video of him blaming his teammates?
I did.
He's like, yeah, bro, my offensive lineman came and swatted the ball out of my hands.
Hey, I will say though,
I had plenty of time. Bro.
I will say though, Ben has been playing great the last 3 weeks. Chase Claypool did lose.
Is this Ben's last year?
Absolutely, yes.
I think so.
No, I haven't heard that.
Who do you want them to draft? Kenny Pickett?
Absolutely, and I hate Pitt, but I think Kenny Pickett's fucking great.
He's also not a rapist.
Jeez, edit that out.
That we know of.
Yet.
Is Deshaun Watson?
No, he's not.
Send him to the Saints.
We'll take him.
All right, I think that wraps up our second episode here.
Alrighty.
Of the No Intermissions podcast. Hopefully, we'll be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. 1 month break instead of 6 this time.
Yeah,
hopefully sooner.
Let's try and get one before or right before the playoffs start. Yeah, let's.
Will you be here? I don't know if I'll be here.
I mean, we can do it.
When do the playoffs start?
Middle of January.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
We'll be here.
Yeah, week 17 is like first week of January.
Yeah, week 17 is January 9th, so it'll be the next following week.
Cool.
Yep.
We'll get one in then.
Cool.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Yep.
Go Blue, go Bearcats.